What is going on? Happy holidays. It's the last stream before the big holiday season, but not the last stream of the year by any means. Thanks for joining. I'm Sean. I like tabletop RPGs. Stream every Saturday at 8 a.m. Central Time. Joined by close personal friends and associates in the RPG hobby. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all. Ryan, morning. Jake from Faded Quill Gaming, morning. Hoos, good morning. Shanbot, morning. And I think Wayne, I pick up from where Wayne is. Wayne, morning. Morning. Victor, morning. Orcus Dorcas, good morning. Kodakin. Michael, there is a guy, I don't know if you're a fan of, if anybody is a fan of Ink Masters. It's a television show where tattoo artists compete for money. The latest season of Ink Masters has a guy on there named Seth from Pittsburgh. He is like a Kodakin's twin. Like, I swear. I'm like, oh my God, it's Michael O'Holland. I didn't know he was a tattoo artist. Tad, good morning. It's dark here in California. You have the flu. That's no bueno. Get better, Ted. Hey, chicken noodle soup, plenty of rest, lots of fluids. You're welcome. Aragon, morning. Arithco. Just kidding. Crap, my wife and daughter are sick, hoping it may pass me by, but we shall see. Saw an update on Blue Sky, Orcus Dorcas. That's no good either. And yeah, you're doomed. Tim, morning. Gabe, morning. Yeah, get better, everybody. It's creeping crud everywhere out there. We get better before the 25th. Jeff Walken, morning. Happy holidays. Then my stuff freezes, and then it goes. Shambot, here's to hoping most of you skip the holiday flu bug this season. Indeed. Jim, morning. Farty, morning. Anthony, morning. Good crowd. Good to know. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the 5x5. There's stuff on the shelves. Man, these things are kicking my ass. So, Sean I have a question. Shit, man. I don't even know if I want to put it out to you guys because I'm afraid of what the answer might be. I dicked this up already. I had ordered $200 worth of lumber, got it ripped down, and it's the wrong thickness. So, case in point, this thing is a rail. Rails go horizontal. Styles go vertical. There you go. The more you know. And I was going to put fronts on these shelves. For example, something like that. Now, you can't see it very closely from where you are, but there's a 1/4-inch gap from the front to this style. Should all be flush. So yeah, I could go out and buy a shit ton more of these that are 1 inch thick and not 3/4 inches, or I could use what I have. I don't know what to do. Do I want to do it right? It's kind of like RPGs. Do you want to do it right? Or do you want to use what you have? Maybe it's not like RPGs. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example and keep poking you in the chest. So what do you think? Welcome to Wood Shop. I'm your host, Sean Vila. Younger, uglier brother of Bob. But I'm on the home stretch. All I got to do is cut these frickin' things, put them on, paint this biatch. But I will forever know, no matter what I do, if I do it the not right way, it will irk me. I'll get over it. But anyways, Blake, Ryan, morning. Or in your case, good evening. Sean's Shelf sent a message to like and subscribe. Indeed, it did. Thanks, Anthony. Sneeze, who doesn't love Saturday morning chat? Good to see you. Hobbsy, good morning. Hobbsy's taking on poetry. Nick, morning. There's a lot of people not doing much this morning. Figured they'd tune in. But hey, Thanksgiving was a week or two away. I'm thankful for all of you, all right? Just thankful that you're here. Appreciate it. Laramie, morning. Ikea. Yeah, wow. Shelvin with Sean. Oh, I like it. Wood putty? Whoa. Quarter inch of wood putty? Whoa. That's... Oof. So the alternative, Hoos, to your point, would be to not butt it up against... See this stupid mic arm? It's not to butt it up here, right? Like not butt it up, just bring it out a quarter inch so it's flush with the front. Then I would have a quarter inch gap between the actual shelf and the rail. It's just, somebody might go, well, just get quarter inch plywood and, put shims in there. I'm like, oh, I don't have a table saw. That's my biggest hang up. If I had a table saw, I would be indestructible. I have no place to put a table saw. I don't have a place to put my normal hand tools, like much less a table saw. Nick says, or don't use them at all. I think it would look good without them. Yeah, you think? I don't know, man. I'm going for the dark academia, man, and to make these look, to like make them look built in. Oh, it just killed me. I like cut the length, put it up there. What? And I had these purposely made because typically you can't find 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch or 3/4 inch by 1 inch. This is poplar. Dude. Now I think I could have been starting this like a week ago because I didn't have to wait for the lumber. Anyways, just whip out the joiner or planer and take some thickness out of them. The thickness of the stiles? Can't take much thickness out of those. They're 3/4 inch. I could make them a 1/4 inch, but then you're right. I just don't have the resources like a joiner or a planer. I know how to use them. Just don't have them. Shop class, man. Great course. High school shop class. Wayne Peacock, Sean's 3D house is shelving. Oh my God. Here we go. Yeah, wood putty or your hair cement gel will fill that gap perfectly. I don't know about that. Roxville Hall. Good to see you. Party, this is exactly why I don't do home improvement stuff. I always get caught with some quirk that is only understood by someone with experience. I just could kill myself about it. Took a look at Seth. We do share features. That is saying something because many people will say, oh, dude, this guy looks just like you. He's like your twin. And then you like flip over and you're like, I don't see it. But even like his speech, like it's uncanny. I'm like, where do I know that guy? Like, he's like Evil-Con. Oh, man. Let the group screaming start. And indeed, Double T, good to see you. 2T, I'll call him 2T. You are now henceforth known as 2T. Why no buy pre-built shelving? This is pre-built shelving. Ha ha. Fooled you. Check for local tools co-op shop, Sean. Too much. Workshop tools, experienced peeps. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I could frame it all out today. Like, boom, done, prime it, paint it, finished. I'm going to have a 1/4 inch gap on every frickin' rail. It's driving me insane. I think it'll still look, my wife's like, oh my God, it's going to look so great anyway. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. And I'm like, but when you're when you're doing it here, it gotta be right. Some Wisconsin accent for you. At the risk of being helpful, I think you should leave as is and paint and go back and fix that later. Dude, I got a lot of lumber though. Like this is 115 inches from corner to here. And so I have 10-foot lengths of 1 inch by 3/4 inch rails. And I probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, if not 8. Wife's like, well, you could donate it to Habitat for Humanity and then, buy the right stuff. I'm like, oh, God. No. My wife is right. Well, I need you to tell me that, Wayne. Thanks. Anyways, they're going to be awesome. These things are not moving. So I got them on a base. I got them freaking drilled into studs in the wall. I drilled them into Sean's in the wall. I used my Sean finder. That would be something 20-year-old Sean would say. Although I just said it. Go figure. But yeah, and they're pinned together. So yeah, these suckers, I'm going to put some heavy weights on these biatches, guys. I got to say though, just doing this stuff sometimes, I know it's going to come back and bite me. I know I dread up to a certain point because I'm like, I can do this. I can do that. I'm going to put in the base. It's got to be this measurement. Okay, I could fix that. I did screw that up, but I can fix that. Nobody's going to see this. And then you get to the point where you're like, okay, I got to put my brain on because if I don't do this right, it's not going to work. And I did one of those bad things, but I fixed it and you can't even notice it, which I'm like super awesome, happy about. But anyways, this old house, how many skill checks would it take to fix this problem in your game? Trick question. I have no skill checks in my game. Well, it depends on what your background is. Just accept it and move forward. It's not like we're going to point out the flaw to you every Saturday here on out. You have at least one 20-year-old Sean in you. I have, yes. Get him out. Sean, it's a well-known fact that all nerds mentally stop aging somewhere between 15 and 21. Well, that is true. Here again, agree. So I guess my wife's winning this stream today. Dr. Sean's 3D House of Studs. That will drive traffic like sub and all. Sean's 3D House of Studs. Remind me not to crowdsource titles from you guys. If your wife doesn't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Hey, red, green, look out. Some Canadians in the chat will know that quote. When I got shelves, I just bought a bunch of steel shelves from UW Swap and stuck them in the game room. Well, that's a solution. Turn off the OCD. I am not usually. My wife is usually the one. Bona fide. Bona fide, whatever. Did you move the stud finder across your chest to make the noise? Maybe it's only me. Farty McStud pants. Too funny. You guys kill me. I'm loving it. Sean, his high charisma build could defeat the skill check by persuading someone else to do it. Oh, God, man, no. Sean, your wife won the stream when she married you. Oh, look out. You guys are too much. Must be this holiday smell in the air. Makes me happy to hear a red-green reference. Those additions that are complaining about structural or functional at all, or is this about appearance? Yes, it's about appearance. It's structurally, it's fine. It's solid. But I also, I don't want stuff to look like shit. Like podcasts. I don't want them to sound like shit. No offense. Dude. Jason from Nerds Variety RPG podcast dropped a link to a podcast. And he's like, oh, this topic is great on Discord. I listened to it for like 10 seconds and I'm like, they sound like shit. God, man, it drives me bonkers. Sorry. It was just that event. I know he had good intentions. It's not his fault they sound like crap. Anyways, I don't have a topic, or do I? Who's dropped one in the chat, or in the Discord about BSRCon's coming up in January. Why are you guys not going? Why? Like, is there only going to be me and like 20 other people? I mean, come on. If you game online, join us. Join us. Won't you join us? BSRCon online convention, I happen to coordinate and then have a bunch of close personal friends and RPG associates that are in the chat play games. It's the 16th, 17th, and 18th, I believe, of January. It's the third weekend of January. If you are available, feel free to show up. It's $10 all in, right? Play as many games as you want for $10. I mean, come on. It's like the buffet of RPGs. And when I say buffet of RPGs, I think last count I had I don't know if we had 12 submissions for events. 2 were of the same game mechanics. 2. So it's not a DCC con. It's not a D&D con. It's not a PBTA con. It's not a Brindlewood Bay Forged in the Dark con. It's all kinds of RPGs of the con. So, and you could use whatever virtual tabletop, Discord, Zoom, whatever you want. But anyways, where was I going? Oh, so BSRCon's coming up. And I also, with the $10, take half the proceeds and donate it to Blood Cancer United, which is the former Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I've been doing it. This is the 5th year, and we're doing it again. Feel free to sign up. And if you're not inclined to want to play and you want to throw in $10, they're going to charge me some credit card fees if you pay by credit card. But I'll still donate the dollar amount to the charity. Anyways, in the spirit of that, Hoos is like, hey, topic for Saturday: how to write a good con game summary or event description. So when you go to submit your game to it's not an online, it can be online or in person. Most, you got to submit events, most conventions, unless you're at Forge, Midwest, to which point Tim will inject. I just want to beat Tim to the punch. You don't ever do that at Forge Midwest. Well, that's true. But you still got to have a pitch. Hey-o. But anyways, when you submit your event, what's a good write-up? How do you write up a good convention event? What do you do? I will speak to my experience, but I'm just curious. And then we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Well, you're a podcast snob. I am. Life's too short for cheap podcasts. Tim, if everybody had the opposite, we'd all be drinking red, white, and blue beer. Jeff says, my game room wall has 4 bookshelves, all different sizes. One of my players has OCD and it makes their skin itch. Yeah. Yes. My basement used to look like, it used to look eclectic, if you will. It wasn't actually bad, but it would, once I tore out the carpeting, it was all over. I'm like, okay, I'm going to unify some of this. Oos. Especially in this day and age, there is no excuse for crappy audio. Bingo, baby. If a podcast has bad audio quality, maybe it shouldn't be a podcast. Well, I'm going to wrangle a few friends to join me at BSRCon. Oh, that's awesome, Jeff. Cool. Run a game, play a game. Yeah. I am running Delta Green for those of you. I'm running the 2024 Shotgun Scenario Winner. It should be interesting. I haven't run it before, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think I've ever run a shotgun scenario, which is for those not in the know in the Delta Green space. Shotgun scenarios they have a contest I think it starts in October and goes till December, and then people vote on it. Orcus Dorcas has a submission in there if you want to check, and then everybody, there's 80 of them this year, and then people go in and you could vote. on the best 1, 2, 3, and then Arc Dream gives the winner a bunch of stuff, which is probably kind of kooky because I'm guessing the same people that submit stuff to the shotgun scenarios probably own a butt ton of Arc Dream Publishing Delta Green stuff. So, but they do it for the love. But anyways, it's like a 1,500 word limit scenario. Boom, right? And so I'm going to do the 2024 winner. Morning, William. Good to see you. 2T. We got D&D Gaming, Pathfinder Gaming, PBTA Gaming, Brindlewood Gaming. We've got Forge Games, Story Gaming, Tactical Gaming. Reading the voice from dusk till dawn. Oh, that's Cheech, right? Cheech Marin? Is that the one you're talking about? I couldn't do his accent. I could, but BSR cons have been some of the best con games I've been a part of. Ooh, strong words, Hoos. I have a valid excuse. I haven't registered yet. As soon as I think of one, I'll post it. Sweet. Crickets. Blake says pitch, genre, style, one line premise, one touchstone. Can you give me an example? In a way, it's like ad copy, which I am no good at. You know what? No one's half the battle. Whoops. Tim says, Blake, also system and number of players needed. Yeah, those should be no-brainers. And you would think that Sean would like add that to the event. Tabletop events should have that as default, but no, you have to add it as a custom field. Derp. So yes. It is definitely ad copy, elevator pitchy. Indeed. Orcus Dorcas. Number 56. A vote for me is a vote for insert long, strong belief here. Yeah, for sure. Sean, what is the one duped system so far in BSRCon 5? That is a good question. I think it is. Ooh. And I don't even think it's like, oh man, you're going to put me on the spot. I'm trying to think of what it was. Should I find it? Should I just bring it up? I think I can bring it up pretty quick here. Oh, I'm not logged in. And you don't get to see my password. How am I not logged into this computer? All right. Event schedule. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. Is it Dolmenwood? I don't remember. Let me see. So we've got 15 events submitted. And the system mechanics, Shadowdark, I think it's year 0 engine, actually. Yeah, year 0 engine. So 2 of the same system, but, one is, I think yours, Wayne, and the other one is Hoos's. And Hoos's is doing the Western. So they're pretty different. Well, and so would a PBTA game, honestly. Yeah, those are the 2. But two different settings. Like, they're not even technically the same game, right? They're just 2 of the same system. We've got, let me take that off the screen so you guys can see some of this. So, Illuminated Worlds, Shadowdark Knave, 2E Hack, a custom one inspired by Lady Blackbird and Other Kind Dice, YZE, Fabula Ultima, Delta Green, Dolmenwood, Traveler, TSR Top Secret. Jason's going to run that. Troika, Last Train to Bremen, Dread. Yes, Dread. Like, I think Matt's done that last year, and people are like, how do you do Dread online? Well, he'll show you. Mark of the Odd, which is Hobbsy's in the chat, who did, what is it, Bite the Bullet? Bullet Time? A bullet for you and me? So Sean in his infinite wisdom did not put in, it's kind of messed up a few things. But anyways, and then Year Zero engine for Year Zero engine for Project Psyche playtest that Wayne's running. So there's plenty of games. Okay, signed up, forgot. Blake is giving me an example. Cultist of the Crocodile, System Dungeon World, Sword and Sorcery. Find out what the cult is up to and stop them. Touchstone, Conan the Destroyer. Very cool. Shadowdark, you are wrong, sir. Shambot Dolmanwood, you are wrong, sir. I guess top secret. Well, Kappa, hey Kappa. Just talking about BSRCon coming up in January. Hoos mentioned like how to write up a good con event submission. YZE doesn't count. Well, it doesn't technically, but so I would say it's not. So we have none of the same games, right? 0 of the same game at all, but we have 2 of the same system. Really got to turn off gestures on this camera. It really makes me mad. See? Do. Val 818189. Read all that list using the voice from the Micro Machines commercials. Oh boy. That's the fastest talker, right? He did FedEx. At one point I was thinking of running Star Frontiers, but I'm not sure now. Whoa. If YZ counts, then all D&D's D20 count as 1. I don't think the YZE games are that much. Well, maybe. Okay, maybe. So I think to answer Hoos's thing, the way I do it, because I usually run a published scenario. So it makes it easy because usually the published scenario has a summary of what the scenario is. So I'll usually put that in there unless it's going to put in spoilers. So the Delta Green event that I have submitted is, there's a format that people are kind of adhering to with the shotgun scenarios. So I used some of that, but I removed bits and pieces of it. So I didn't want the players to go understanding what the premise was, because that premise is going to be part of the scenario. And I wanted it to be more of a surprise, if you will. But, to the point of everybody, it's got to be the system amount of players, maybe the touchstone that Blake had mentioned. I don't think I mentioned touchstone in mine, of course. But I also think it's like, what may be going on, and then what are the players' roles in that? What am I going to be doing? What's the mystery to unravel? It's, does anybody remember I don't remember good pitches, but I know them when I read them. And I know when there's crappy ones. For example, if you're playing Tales from the Loop or something, or Kids on Bikes, it's like, your friend Johnny is missing. And the last time you saw him, he was playing around in the junkyard with some strange, unique technology. Now it's up to you to go and find him and what made him disappear. Like, it's the start of the game. I would also say this, having said that, when you start your RPG, when you start the game and you talk to your players, what do you tell them? When you stand up and say, hey, or sit down, whatever, at the table, how do you present the game? And I'm not talking like, hey, who's played, right? I'm talking about, okay, you're all in this one town. You're all part of this group. This is what's happening. Go. So in Delta Green games, it could be the mission brief or a synopsis of what the mission brief is. And sometimes you could just take the mission brief and cut it right out. Like it's a mission, if it's like a mission-based game, that could be Delta Green, anything. Mission-based games can be any genre. It does not have to be covert action, right? What are the players are going to go be sent on to do something. And if you're like in the Tales from the Loop thing, if it's adults or other, a patron in the game, what have you. Speaking of YZ playing Vaesen again next year, booyah. Blake Selon and Vaesen. Tales from the Loop 2T2K are pretty different. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. True. Jim says I haven't submitted anything yet. I'm leaning towards doing Microscope instead of Dolmenwood. Laramie, Sean, I don't want the players understanding what the premise is. I don't want spoilers in the summary. There's a difference, Laramie. And I could do what I want anyway. So there. Can't tell me what to do. What if your fantasy world was full of anthropomorphic duck people? Come find out. Dragonbane. Quackery indeed. Do you prefer a description of the story intro or just intended vibes of the game? I think a combo of both would be kind of cool. For example, like Ken Height's Knights Black Agents games for Gamehole Con was something to the effect of you are a security group for insert Russian name, a Russian oligarch that has purchased a new residence in England or something like that. And you're responsible for their safety. But of course, in NBA, all hell's going to break loose with vampires. Catchy versus description. You could have both. Just so you know, it is interesting where Tabletop Events, the platform that I'm using for BS or Con, by default has a short description and a long description. And everybody that has submitted an event has never used the long description. Just a note. Reminder for later, Sean, vote for your most anticipated TTRPGs of 2026. We're going to talk about that, Wayne. But thank you for spoiling getting ahead of the game here, sir. How about Duck Borg? No. Maybe. An easy one to follow, basic movie trailer format. It's a good one. In a world where cosmic horror threatens reality, can the investigators find a way to stop the threat? Swap out words based on your game. Done. For sure. I would agree with that. Totally. It's a good fundamental premise. Then, tweak and massage. Hashtag me too. As needed. You could use the long description for your cats info. You could do that. Absolutely. So if you're not familiar with cats, folks, there's a video on this channel that outlines cats. Concept, aim, tone, subject matter. Gabe, I haven't submitted this year, but I also always use the long description to explain more of the housekeeping, pre-gens, approach, philosophy. Yeah, I should probably do that too. Gabe's an overachiever when he just stands above the rest. He is so good. So good. But that's a good point. I'm glad you do that. It's a good, so the long description to Gabe's point, you could put that in there as well. So it's like Orcus Dorcas trailer pitch grabbing, reel them in. Or in the YouTube world, it's the thumbnail, right? Like, why do I want to click? It's the thumbnail and title. Oh. And then once you get in there, the long description tells you a little bit more. He is so on the ball, Victor. Gabe, are you going to run a game? You don't have to answer, but I'm just curious. Imctron! I've never ran a con game, but I've always wanted to. But this info really helps. Con games can be nerve-wracking for many people. Totally get it. If you don't want to run, if you come to BSRCon, you don't have to run a game. We need players too. As a matter of fact, in years past, we were like, we need more players. We've had too many GMs submit games, and then they don't get filled. Oh, good job. Got it. But don't be nervous. Easy for me to say, right? Don't be nervous. The first advice they give somebody that's nervous. Don't be nervous. Oh, okay. Of course, it's published scenario. Just copy and paste or condense their own stinger. Exactly. That's what I do most of the times. But if you're doing a home game, some of the things would be like, who are you? Who are you going to play? What group are you a part of? And then what's the thing you're going to kind of do or peel back in this scenario? Don't make it too complicated. It also doesn't have to be a long paragraph. It doesn't have to go into all the details. Shorter could be sometimes better. Gabe, I'll wait and see if anyone has the players they want. I don't want to draw from that, even though my offerings will be so fringe anyway. If you like shelves, online cons, writing in descriptions, and voting for anticipated 2026 RPG game release, feel free to like and subscribe. Ryan West. Ryan West is my producer, director in the background. Thanks, Ryan. Are there other options? I used to like Dorcas. I still do, too. Mitchie. Smashed up a couple things there, folks. So I think that's like, don't overthink it. Just say, I'm Hoos and I'm running this game. That's all you need. There. Take the Ron Swanson approach. I'm Hoos. I run good games. Sign up. I know more than you. What else? What else? I don't have a topic to like hash out for 20 minutes, if you will. Like, oh God, thank God. Oh Jesus, I'm telling you. I wanted it every year. It slips my mind. It's a YouTube staple that is just like, so the same complaints I would have about a podcast, somebody could complain about my YouTube channel. Hey, I'll take it on the head. But I wanted to always do the holiday, like a holiday YouTube video, like good gifts for gamers. You can just point your significant others at the video. Here, just watch this. Here's some ideas. Like cool dice trays, cool looking dice, writing utensils, stuff that may not be just like, well, I want the Star Trek RPG handbook, right? Or game. Like things that gamers like and appreciate that, or even are kind of unique, right? So dice towers that are pretty cool. If you got some, I could probably pull up Discord and you could post them in there, but Ryan says, if you enjoy anthropomorphic duck people, blast your duck ideas to Sean's DMs. Oh God. Sean says, write it like a cheesy 80s rap. I'm Hoos and I'm here to say we're going to go game in a hardcore way. I like it. Possible topic, biggest problems you had in gaming in 2025, your own or those you noticed? I like it. It's a good one. Any problems? I don't have any problems. Every game I ever run has been excellent. I piss RPG excellence. We all know that's not true. Biggest problem in 2025, scheduling. Why is it a problem? Nuke that with a frickin' nuclear frickin' warhead. ICBM that shit, man. But Sean, if we nuke scheduling, then we won't have anybody show up. I'm going to run a game Thursday nights at 7 o'clock Central Time. Be there, be square. Who is in? I can't do Thursdays. Sorry, that's table stakes. Bye. Like, even crappy games sometimes are better than no game because scheduling. The struggle is real. I get it, Tim. I really do. But man, if they can't play or they're not, like, there's just, man, I had a slip when I told people I just take gaming much more seriously or on a different level. That was with like the Jeff group, and they took it as like me being as having some superiority complex. But it was just, there's people that prioritize things differently. And some of us in the chat are like, we're freaking diehards, man. We will game, we had in the Thursday night group, we had a couple, family related things. And, they're like, hey, I'm going to be a little late and I got to maybe cater to something. And we're like, dude, just go take care of the family stuff, man. It's okay. The game can wait, So sometimes it's like we put the game first priority wise, or not first, but, we don't want to let people down, some of us in the chat, but we're unusual. 2025, people sign up for weekly game, then cancel 3 games out of 4. Yeah, that's no bueno, man. 2025 has had bigger problems than RPG schedule. Well, that's down the hall, sir. Down the hall to your right. That's that wing of YouTube. How do you handle host GM canceling? Get a different GM. It's problem solved. I have all the answers. I have all. Just throw them at me. I got an answer for everything. Just ask me. It's like my stepbrother. He knows everything. Just ask him. Is there a 2026 RPG challenge? Build a dungeon, write a screenplay, create a monster. Well, I think there might. Is there the dungeon a day that has been around? What I think when it started was 2023. Is that still? I think people did it for 20, or maybe it's 2024. But people do that. A room a day. I used to overschedule myself knowing 9 out of 10 wouldn't fire until I found myself in too many groups with the right priorities. Now I have to underschedule. Man, it is. Here's the deal. I've brought this up. I am truly blessed. There goes my damn camera again because it's like my fingers. Truly blessed to have met many of you in person, or have interacted with you or played with you, even through BS or Con or online, even for a one shot. Like, I know your faces, I know your names, I know where you're located. It's all about my master plan, by the way. It is amazing, amazing, amazing that there aren't people that are just unwilling to take kind of a leap of faith in meeting other people to play games with. Not everyone is going to be a home run. Not everyone's going to get, a little dinger and get on base. Why am I getting into the baseball analogy? I have no idea. But, my point is that there's a lot of good people out in the RPG hobby. There's tons of them, relatively speaking. But, when you go online, especially home, local, maybe a little trickier now. But, part of when I did Gaming and BS and doing the community thing and bringing up the Discord and then doing the Gaming Moot and people having like their own their games that they really like that's their niche. Like, if I wanted to know what was like Conan 2D20 was like, Gabe's a fan of that game. I would love him to run that game so I could experience it from somebody that has a passion for that game. And there's tons of people in the chat and on the Discord that have those niches, and they'll play other games, but they have like, this is my game. This is my jam. I like it. I run it. And my long running Thursday night group online, I wanted to freaking play. I think we had it set up Forbidden Lands. There was like 4 people. They're all interested in playing Forbidden Lands. I'm like, I want to run this game. Can you guys make Thursday nights every other week happen? Yes. Great. We've been together for like, I don't know, 2 years. Has it been longer? I don't know. I've lost track. But my point, and we all mesh, all different personalities, but it's a solid group. We play different games. To be frank, some one-shots that I used to run were purposefully run as one-shots to see how other gamers are, how they play, or, what they're like personality-wise at the table. Do they gel well? Because a lot of it's such a social thing. It's so funny. We're like social nerds and awkward, but we're not really. It's just non-nerds don't get us. So I don't think we are any more awkward than some other people. But you get that one shot and then you're like, BSRCon, perfect example. You run a game, 4 people show up. You like 2 of them out of the 4 you kind of gel with because of their gaming style and how they approach. And then you're like, hey, I'm looking for a group. You guys interested? Sure. You run a couple, see how it goes. If it goes, great. Just keep on trucking, man. If it doesn't, hey, like I think many of the games I've even started, even virtually, it's like, hey, here's the deal. If this sucks, everybody reserves the right to leave. And it's not a personal thing. Because you don't want somebody to kind of fake the funk and show up and like, I'm not having fun, but I don't know how to tell Sean that I'm not having fun. I don't jam with his style of GMing or how he runs games. Dude, that's okay. People need to be okay with that. The thing is like people put up with friend groups forever under shitty freaking experiences because they're my friends. I want to play with my friends. You can actually play with people that aren't your friends. Mine, opening my online table up for vision impaired friends, not completely blind, to try out some VTTs. Had some positives and negatives. Wow, that's fantastic. Highlight of 2025, so I'm guessing what Matt was putting out there. Folks don't seem to understand TTRPGs are a team sport. Indeed. Also dropping a player. Problem player, yeah. Where are the serious gamer pills found? Well, even if you had them, how do you like, hey, try one of these. What is it? Serious gamer pill. What does it do? It makes you serious about RPGs. Oh, I don't know about that, man. Renade, what's up, buddy? Orcus, one big issue I've had is Chaosium putting out broken and incomplete VTT products. Their Pendragon line for Roll20 is so bad and it has caused a huge hiccup every single session. There's no excuse. Half Bake. Oos. Viagra for gamers to make them serious so they prioritize gaming. I do. It's Blake, we got a pretty huge body of water. A few huge bodies of water between us. That's the only downfall. Phil McClory. Is it 4 or 5 years? Holy shit. There you go. Case in point. We make fun of each other. Like Phil pokes at Harrigan and whatever, and we all make fun of Harrigan and he takes it in stride. And way longer than 2 years. See, dude, time, man. No sense right here. Forbidden Lands game was a while ago. Yeah, I'm glad Victor's keeping track. 3 years according to the playlist. That's the one I recorded. That's out there. I don't think mine is. I think Harrigan's is, right? Wayne, if you have ever not showed up to a game because something more fun came up on game night, you are the problem. That is, you shouldn't be in a regular game. Right. Truth, Sean, we either make the game a part of what we do or we don't. My buddy Jeff, I love him to death. he was getting his master's degree. He's got a younger child. At the time, he had a younger child. He was like, Jeff, man, we got a game like every other week, dude. Wouldn't it be cool? And we put these games together for like one Saturday a month for, we'd start at like 11 and go to about 6 o'clock. So it's about a 7-hour game. And then you miss one. And then it's like 2 months go by. It's, nothing cohesive stays. I'm like, Jeff, if you played a 3-hour game every 2 weeks, it's the same amount of time, but it's closer the gap isn't as far apart. So stuff kind of sinks in a little bit better. He's like, couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And now he's mad because me and a couple other, like one of the other guys, actually 3 of us out of like 5 game more. And he's like, and he's retired. I'm like, dude, you're retired, man. You should be gaming every day. No, I'm being facetious, but like now he's got the time, which is great. And we play every other week, which has helped. But it's come to this point where it's like, you go from, he's like the extreme, right? He's going from, I'm really busy. I don't have any time to do that often enough to now I'm retired. Now he's gaming every other week, 1 session, which is great. And everybody's mileage may vary, but you can't complain that you don't game and then you don't make time for it. Like that's the thing. You gotta make in certain dynamics, you have to make the time. And some people aren't willing. It's not that they maybe don't want to, they're just unwilling to do it. I know people that have had kids, like, the wife and I, we have decided we got to get out. We got to take our breaks. We got to let off some steam. So we've agreed, 1 week she's going to do her one night thing and he's going to do his thing. The other, the alternating week, it's 3 hours or 2 hours, whatever that is. Otherwise they could both just say, hey, we got kids. We don't have any time to do anything. And some people don't, right? Like they run kids around for soccer games and all kinds of stuff. And that's, it's just, how do you manage all that? And some people just, it's not in the playbook. And that's going to roll over into your group. And you're either just going to have to deal with it or you got to do something about it. If you are in a situation with a game group that is frustrating you and you can't, and you've brought it up, first of all, it's bringing it up. But if you're unwilling to bring it up and think that the results are going to change, you are freaking out of your mind. At the same time, if you bring it up and the results still don't change, then you have 2 choices. You have to put up with it or you got to implement a change. Just remember, arrogant is the gun nut. Play with casuals at cons. Keep the regular games filled with those who understand. Right. And yeah, Sean ran 2 Forbidden Lands games before I ran and recorded. Yeah. Question for the group. Want to run a game for family members this holiday who have never played an RPG before? Which do you suggest? Oh, that is a loaded question. Tim says Lady Blackbird. I guess I would wonder what their premise is. Like I would even wonder if like, do you run an RPG or do you run something like, what is the RPG tangential board games, right? Like Gloomhaven. That'd be too big, especially if you don't own it. I don't know, man. Part of me is like basic BX OSE or something like a character sheet with like very little to nothing on it. A uniform mechanic would be nice. I read a post last night. Thank God Blogger made it impossible for me to log in. Because man, it's on Geek Native because Geek Native puts out like blog entries. Like this person reviewed this person talks about that. And I was like, oh, this person's talking about not recommending Shadowdark, or somebody inquires about Shadowdark, recommends, and he talks about not taking on Shadowdark. And why am I getting into this is because a person wrote in and the guy's advice was play first edition AD&D. And I'm like, dude, and he's admitted never played Shadowdark. I'm like, well, this is going to go south really quick. And then it was like, he's complaining about the 300 page count that Shadowdark has. And I'm like, dude, your AD&D first edition book is thin, but it's dense. It's got 9-point font, and so is the Dungeon Master's Guide. And if you put it together, it's got more shit in there than frickin' Shadowdark does. I was like so livid. I'm like, what am I going to get out of this? I'm going to go on this guy's blog and, be like, dude, you're just skewed into that realm of when he's the best. Like, it's okay. All right, whatever. It all depends on what you're trying to get out of it. But my point to that is, if I would love somebody to sit down and go, we're going to play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons as your very first game. This is how it works. Oh, yeah, good luck with that. Just get a game that's like, you roll the same types of dice and the same types of numbers as much as it is consistent. Otherwise, if they're not RPGers, they're going to have a hard time even understanding what dice is how many sides. They're not going to know what a D8 is. Unless you do some heavy lifting, like put out a little, virtual dice tray, and then it's got the labels of the numbers across, and then you can just look at it, pick up the die and roll it, and then put the die back. I don't know. I guess if you want to, it depends. Like, do you want to do fantasy? Do you want to do science fiction? I vaguely remember you guys talking about the prior FL games. Bluebeard's Bride. No, don't run that. Whatever Orcus Dorcas says, don't. Shadowdark is pretty easy entry. Cairn and Into the Odd Games, Mouser are all pretty good. Yeah. Those are solid, I think, advice. Sounds like Sean runs games like I do, no resolution or a TPK. Yeah. It's just like the fitness, the gym. You have to make the time, and fitness actually gives you time because you'll likely live longer. Well, yeah, that's true. Except for the people that like go out on runs and run miles and miles, and then they get home and they keel over of a heart attack. Debbie, this episode of RPG Sean brought to you by Debbie Downer. Gang wanted OSR. Oh, he's talking to Victor still. Okay. Reading aid. Whatever you run, bring in some light board game elements to help them make more of a correct connection. Maps, small figurines, cards for initiative. Savage Worlds may not be too bad. Target number 4. Unless, of course, it's melee. Fiasco. If you want a game that can be taught in under 3 minutes. Paranoia. Shadowdark for a dungeon crawl. With no time wasted making characters or learning a bunch of lore. The Orbit is a great story building game. We had that at GameHole. I didn't even bust it out, Shambot. Tiny Dungeon. Depends on the genres they know. You play Dungeon, the board game? I think WotC still has it in print. Depending on the group, something a bit more board gaming with defined procedures, or if you're all, especially the GM, good at improvising, roll for shoes. Quinn just did a video last month on this very topic. Whose first game? Mouse Herder, especially with kids. If you're doing family, Mouse Herder would be pretty solid. D6, right? D20? D6? D20? Something like that. I don't remember. It's good. And you got the little chits for the character sheet. You can put them there. D&D starter sets have been pretty good, especially if you know how to play and are the one running it. That's the thing too. With Victor's point, the reason I would run like a D&D or starter set and be like 5th edition is if they're really wanting to play the D&D and you're really good at facilitating it. Like, I know it really well. I could just roll with it. I could point out their skills. Here's the D20. You're going to roll this all the time. You're going to add this number, whatever's asked. But I don't think it's funny because I don't think it's the easiest. Hobbsy, he left, huh? Sweet. All right, everybody just be quiet because Hobbs is back now. Fate Accelerated can be fun, especially if folks are good with setting creation. Ooh. Yeah, see, Fate Accelerated is different, which I think I've played in Accelerated, and it's different than Fate, to Wayne's point. But if it has any of those aspects and compels and that stuff, it's like, what? People are going to... there's normal RPGers that can't grasp those concepts. Seriously, those easy ones, Name, Into the Odd, Small Kids, Mouse Rider. Hero's Journey, is that any good? Is that a good one? I always equate that to one that tends to be good for kids. I'm not sure. Hero Quest, that's the one. Hero Quest can be fun in introduction. Technically a board game. It's easy to add RP and grow from there. There are a bunch of heavy metal fans. Merc Borg. Yeah. I ran Alice is Missing for a group of non-gaming friends and was really surprised at how much they got into role-playing. Hello, Mr. White. Night Forlorn, Merc Borg for this person. Harrigan, agree. Wayne, people who don't know RPGs are more open to the concepts than Fate. Runesinger, for new gamers, choosing an IP game where there are fans of the IP. You only need to learn the system. It is best if you are familiar with the game, but it can feel better if you are learning it too. WEG Star Wars, or what's the super light Star Wars knockoff that they did? Shoot. Wayne, I think, knows it. Don't you, Wayne? D&D is definitely not the easiest. It's the one that all the cultural connections, though, and usually is what gets asked for by non-gamers. Agreed. I totally agree. Fedora Noir for detective fans. Yeah. No matter what you run, just tailor to their taste and run something you really are really into. You can make anything work. Just keep it fun. True. Gotta walk the dog. Have a nice Saturday, everybody. See you, Jim. Walk the dog. Jim, what are you doing this morning? Well, walking the dog. Oh, so I'm getting that confused with Hair of the Dog. Oh, yeah. Hyperspace. There it is. Hyperspace D6. Good game. I think it's free, right, Gabe? Thanks for pointing that out. D6s, dice pools, man, super easy. Just tell them you're playing Star Wars. Freaking, print off some character sheets. I would even go as far, if you have a little skill in altering like graphics or character sheets, freaking remove Hyperspace D6, put Star Wars on top of that, biatch, and freaking tell them you're playing Star Wars. Make the classes all IP related. They can't because they don't want to get sued, but that's it. WEG Star Wars is great. Yeah. If it's got 2, that's how the amount of dice you roll. And all D6. Make it Star Wars and call it a day. Designed by Matt Click. Check out Hyperspace D6. Like, it's even a slimmed down version of WEG, which is like, I can't slim that game down much more. Of the Mecha Hack fame, Matt Click. A lot of these suggestions are good for people with little RPG experience, but even most light RPGs are way too intimidating for brand new players. It's also got to be like an interesting concept, like, lasers and feelings. Like a one-pager. They might not jam or understand it. Because, like, we may, because it's got Star Wars. It's got RPG principles in it. But for those that don't understand that, it could be a one-page and it'd be like, what? I'm playing who? What? Doing what? Played WEG Star Wars this fall, and many players didn't understand 2d6 plus 2. They were rolling 46. You'd be surprised what needs to be explained. Oh, for sure. Well, keep in mind, these folks don't understand what a die pool is. They don't know the nomenclature, right? To Gabe's point, 2d6, plus 2, that'd be 4, right? 46, right? No. You almost have to parentheses them off like a math problem. But then people don't know math and order of operations. Hello, education system. It's not even the education system. It's just, hello, Americans. LNF is fantastic. Lasers and feelings is fantastic. You know, it also depends on, your family, friends and family better. They may like LNF, great. Also sorcerers and sellswords. Tim's got a whole list of them. Fiasco's an interesting one. Somebody mentioned, I think it was it Tim? Fiasco is an interesting one. But I don't know, man. It may be too heavy role play. Like, what? I have to make this up? Where if it's a GM and trad, serve it up. Serve it up, Chris. I'm about to. I don't know. Good stuff, good conversation, good all the good. All right. Should we get into some news? I don't know. There was no print news this week on Ian World. I know, crazy, right? Actually, we're not even going to get into print news. Where is my Oh, I guess we are in print news. Thought I had something else to talk about. Maybe not. Well, this is news. News. Come on, man. Why is not? Time to vote for your most anticipated TTRPG of 2026. It is one of the few years that I have, I think, literally on this entire list, one game. Usually there's one or two I'm waiting for. One of them. Can anybody guess which game I'm running? I'm going to guess no. On this entire list. If you haven't looked at it, what are you doing? No takers. The only game on this list that I am actually waiting for is procedural. Tune. Sean wants Tune. No, that is what I refer to player characters as. Corkboard? No. Procedural. Corkboard does look interesting, but that's not the one. Procedural. Blue Planet and Ars Magica for me. Interesting. Like all the other ones, not that I wouldn't be interested. It's just I didn't get in on their crowdfunding campaign. It hasn't hit my radar. Diablo? Glass Cannon Unplugged is doing Diablo? Crazy. 7th C3E for Studio Gate. So is that no longer under Chaosium, right? Didn't they Chaosium buy that? Apocalypse World, like literally the IP. Let's talk about the IPs. There's Assassin's Creed. Some of these may be even IPs and I'm not even aware of them. Diablo, I mentioned. Discworld. Phrase? No, that's not one. Heroes of Might and Magic. You know what's not on here? Cold War Hot City, right? Interesting. Invincible is the big one, I think. Like Free League's actually putting out an email like, hey, can you guys go and vote for it? Justice League Unlimited. Just going through IP ones. I think that's it, right? Black Company. Tunnels and Trolls for some of you. New Age. Twilight Sword just did 800,000. Somebody posted in Discord. That's not IP, but big crowdfunding campaign. I think that's it for IP. Corkboard sounds sweet. I'm waiting for Pico, Tiny Bugs, Big World. I was going to guess Raptor Ruckus. Is there a Spyborg? Yeah. We get Vaults of Varn. Ghost in the Shell sounds cool. Is that on here? Oh, it is. Hot War for the win. Hot War is here? Did I overlook it? I did. It just says Hot War. Bite the Bullet. It's not on the list. From the list, Black Company, Dark Conspiracy, and Cosmic Dark. Stone Top. I voted for Stone Top. We can hope. Wayne says I voted for Stone Top for better laughs. I'm waiting on Hot War and Stone Top to deliver. Cold City isn't? No, it's not. It's not on here. Is it considered released? Because one of them was released in PDF, but not in print. Anyways, go vote. I haven't voted. There's really not much on there for me. There you go. Might be cursed. See, is there any few timers on there yet? I don't think so. That's all I got for news, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Bundles. There's a Worlds Without Number bundle that I was going to talk about last week, but I didn't bring it up because I didn't bring up anything last week. So you could go here. It's still available. Looks like it's got 3 days of this stream. And then, of course, there is the one that's, I think, a little bit newer, which is Forged. Is it Forged 3? Yeah, Forged 3. So Forged in the Dark. A few Forged in the Dark games. To include Blades. And then Neon Black, I think, is the Cyberpunk one. Action Potential. Scoundrels jumping across space to do crimes and earn rep. So there you go. There's a few bundles out there that might be of interest to you. Got to find my windows. That's all I had for crowdfunders. Or bundles, I mean. Excuse me. Let's get in print. Print news. So again, this was from last week. They didn't have any this week because nobody's printing anything. Just kidding. I don't know. Dolmen Wood is out there. Go get it. It's crazy. It's never gonna, and you know, guess what? Dolmen Wood, not going to fit on this shelf. Isn't that awesome? Well, you know, Sean, those things should be removable. Not anymore, they're not, because I filled in all the holes. Can't have a built-in bookcase with holes in it. Yeah, wacky size dolmen wood. I might be able to put it on this one here that you can't see that I'm pointing to in this view. But anyways, it's like the A9, like tall, I think like 9 inches tall instead of 8.5. I don't know. Narrow. I don't know. Crazy. It's pretty though. Some pretty books. Next one, G.I. Joe, Hawk's Personal File Source Book by Renegade Game Studio. Go, Joe. Hey, Joe. Carcass Crawler number 6. Dreams of Kingsport by Edge Studio. For Arkham Horror RPG. Dungeons and Kittens RPG starter set by Edge. Good to see some things from Edge. Hexen Volume 2, the Zeitgeist Stellarium by Exalted Funeral. Outcast Silver Raiders. There you go. Booyah. That's all I have for print. That's all there is. What's up, Flint? I see you. Let's see. Did I put in the print? Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. So EN World puts up crowdfunding campaigns. They're in the last throes of their campaign, the last few days. Crack Steel. Reading two different lines at once. Draw Steel, Crack the Sun. This thing. Anybody know what this is up to yet? It ends January 5th. So there's still like 2 weeks for this thing. Over 2 weeks. What is it up to? 199 is the most popular pledge. Was it 1.2 million? Is it 1.2 million yet? $1.8 million. Sean was off. Womp 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 womp. You are not going home with the showcase in the showcase showdown, Sean. $1.8 million by MCDM, which is like 1984 Productions. I'm just kidding. I don't know what MCDM is in Roman numerals that was talked about on the Discord. 7 new products in this crowdfunder. So let's take that into consideration. Instead of running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that are maybe $250,000 each. I don't know. Maybe even more. I don't know. Wise move. I don't know. Man, 6,000 backers. 6,000 backers. That's not, it is a lot. Not taking anything away from MCDM and the Matt Colville conglomerate, but man, just imagine 6,000 backers to make like you don't make 1.8 million, but still. Next one. Refugee's Guide to Nomas, powered by Draw Steel, backer kit. Where's this one at? Now I'm just kind of curious. 2640. Excuse me. Moving on. Somnus Domina 2025 3 5th edition splash books. You know, those are fun. 3 backer kits. Bam, bam, bam. Next one. Collision Course, Dark Space RPG, and Death in Space. Dark Space and Death in Space. Scream in Space. Walk in Space. Space with numbers. Space without numbers. Walking in Space. $3,400 funded. Bing, bam, boom. Not King Morg. King Morg. Should it be King Merg? By Gabriel Quiroga. This thing in my throat's driving me nuts. Merkborg. Funded. This isn't your standard Merkborg source book. Just as the original game pushed the boundaries of layouts and campaign play, this third-party book, offers new ideas and what a source book might be. Huh. 35-page book of possibilities and vintage Latin America comic book artwork built into an artifact for your Merkborg campaign. Next, Dogs of War Bestiary. Shadowdark. Canceled? What? 200 monsters. Better than that. Oh, interesting. Don't see too many canceled. Had 2 weeks to go. Had $1,300 of $3,000 goal. Screw it, man. 5e. Funded in 15 minutes. It's the advanced. Oh, this is just D&D 50. 5e from EN World. Funded. Like Ian World, man, they're doing like everything out there and put fun. Well, it's $1,000 quid goal. They undershot it. We call that sandbagging. You ever play sheep's head? It's called sandbagging. It's when you say like you don't have as many tricks and you end up like wiping everybody's butt. I mean, you take all their tricks. So you're underbidding. Ryan, I ordered OSR Zine on Black Friday in a bundle, but still haven't yet. Draw Steel, massive Kickstarter, no one is going to play. Ooh, strong words. Laramie. Wall. Can't understand why we don't see Draw Steel being run in every nook and cranny like Shadowdark with numbers like this and this original CF. I don't know, man. Orcus, I think it's because they like Matt Kilville better than his game. Possibly, but Cult of Personality like Cosmere. And it could total. I know of 2 groups playing Draw Steel. There you go. Definitely niche. Well, it's obvious where the market is. Indeed. That's all I have. I don't think there was anything else. Let me just peruse my notes. Nope, that's it. That's all I got this week, folks. I got to get to these freaking shelves because my wife is really getting a little irked at shit being all over the place here. So I'm going to get these done. I'll get them done today. Then I'm going to prime them. I'm going to paint them. I'm going to put books on them. Yeah, I know. Crazy. I know. It's crazy. That's me, though. Living on the edge. Anyways, one more stream before the end of the year. So it's not a see you in 2026 moment. I will be here next Saturday, which will be after the holiday, if you celebrate. Whatever it is you celebrate, please have a good one. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Be a positive force in tabletop RPG hobby. Play some games over the holiday. Hopefully your game groups don't get decimated over the holidays. And you know what? Even if they do, January comes, boom, bam, full force. Let's fire it up. Fire it up. Fire it up. Like and subscribe on the way out if you don't mind. Otherwise, I would check you on the next one. Thanks for being here, everybody. I forgot, I should probably give credit where credit is due. Thanks to all these folks that have supported me over time and years with a few shekels a month. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Of course, as always, you guys put fuel in my tank every week. You could be doing something different, and you show up here to socialize with the group in the chat and talk about the lovely nerdy hobby we have, right? Yeah. And if you're sick, don't be sick, okay? Just don't do it, okay? So you see sickness, no sickness, not today. Not today, sickness. Not getting me sick. Screw off. I got other things to do. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great holiday, everybody. See you next week.